4th grade students from Uplift Luna who are here with us to try our hall for the first time. Thank you guys for coming out. So today you're going to get a sneak peek at the new Being Human Hall. This is the first fully transformed hall that the Perot Museum has unveiled since our opening in December of 2012. And it's incredibly important to us because the Perot Museum's mission is to inspire minds through nature and science. And we know that science changes rapidly, and we're committed to ensuring that our programs and our exhibitions change as science changes. We want to make sure that the Perot Museum never becomes sort of an older or been there, done that, seen that museum, and so this is the first step in our commitment to ensuring that we refresh all of our halls over the course of the next 10 years. Now, Being Human Hall has always been one of our more popular halls, and so we've kept a few of the fan favorites that you're used to seeing. You'll see the wooden mirror display that everybody loved before, and you'll see the display of our wonderful Nobel Prizes. Also, we've kept the biolab intact, which is always a favorite with our young visitors. But we've made all new workshops in there, so you'll have an opportunity to do all kinds of new experiments, and the kids from Uplift Luna are going to have an opportunity to do that today. That was made possible by a new sponsor, Children's Health, and I want to recognize Carrie Kaiser, the Chief Marketing Officer and Chief Experience Officer for Children's Health, who is here with us today. Carrie, thank you, and thank you to Children's Health. Offers twice as many interactive displays, an array of innovative content, and dozens of experiences that are new to what it was before. I also want to point out that the entire hall, all of the label copy, everything that's done on media, has been done in both English and Spanish. This is a flag to the museum's commitment going forward to ensure that everything that we present is presented bilingually. Now, as you walk into the hall, you're going to have an opportunity to see multiple different areas. The first is our Becoming Human interactive wall. It's going to encourage you to think through human origins and where we fit in that story. You're also going to be able to explore a number of different sections in the hall, including sections about your DNA, understanding the way that you walk, your voice and how it works, your hands and how they make us uniquely human, your face, and you're also going to be able to explore about your brain. So, in the exhibition, you're going to have a chance to try a lot of interactives, and I hope kids and adults that you'll be able to do that as we go forward. There's some really interesting new innovations. You can test to see if you can text, type faster than you can type, which I think will be interesting, so challenge the adults around you to see who can text faster. You're going to have an opportunity to see your voice, so your voice will be translated into color and sound on digital screens. You're going to have a chance to use your brain to light up different elements of the exhibition, and you're also going to get an up-close and rare display of a real human brain that is inside the exhibition. It is still intact with its spinal cord and its nerves, and that is thanks to a partnership that we have with UT Southwestern Medical Center. So thank you to UT Southwestern for that unique partner opportunity. I also want to make sure that you don't miss the virtual reality experience that we're piloting in here. It's an experience that will put you in the middle of the South African cave, where our newly named Distinguished Science Advisor, the internationally acclaimed paleoanthropologist Lee Berger, discovered a new species of human relative called Homo naledi. I also want to introduce to you today research scientist Dr. Becca Peixoto. She has joined us as of last week as our new director of the Center for the Exploration of the Human Journey. So Dr. Peixoto gained fame as one of the 6 scientists dubbed the underground astronauts who excavated the bones of Homo naledi from a deep cave system in the Rising Star Caves near Johannesburg, South Africa. So she's here, right there. Dr. Peixoto is here with us today. And she'll be inside to answer questions that you have on the human origins area. Now, before we do much else here, I want to introduce a very, very special guest that we have us. Someone who's featured here in our Being Human Hall as both an innovator and a pioneer in human genetics and disease. Dr. Helen Hobbs is the winner of the 2015 Perlmeister Green Guard Prize, the 2016 Breakthrough Prize in Life Sciences, the 2016 Pisano Award, and the 2018 Harrington Prize for the Innovation in Medicine. In fact, you're going to have a chance to see her Breakthrough Prize on display in the Being Human Hall. Dr. Hobbs, I want to thank you for your generosity in sharing that beautiful prize with our guests, and I'd also like to recognize and thank Lyda Hill for her vision and financial support in helping bring the Breakthrough Prize to this new exhibit. So Lyda, we are thrilled that you're here with us today. Thank you. Dr. Hobbs is an investigator at the Howard Hughes Medical Institute and professor of internal medicine and molecular genetics at UT Southwestern Medical Center. We are fortunate to have her in Dallas, and we are fortunate to have her at the Perot Museum this morning. So please welcome to the stage Dr. Helen Hobbs.
It is such a thrill to be here and to see the new exhibit. I was lucky I was able to go behind the curtain, and you are in for a very special treat today. So I'm particularly want to thank all the people in white here. When I go back to my lab, all of the people in my laboratory are wearing white coats just like you, and it's great to see you all here. You are our future, and hopefully somebody, at least one or two amongst you, may end up being scientists and may end up making observations that help all of us, that help us in preventing and in treating disease. So I was asked today to discuss why I decided to become a scientist. And I have to tell you, at your age, I had no thoughts of being a scientist. I always loved science, especially biology. It was my best subject in school. But I never considered being a scientist. This was because I couldn't picture myself as a scientist. I'd never met one before I went to college. My family, nobody was in science. Nobody I knew was in science. So my conception of the scientist's life was really like a cartoon character of the mad scientist. Somebody wearing wire-rimmed glasses, a long white coat, alone in a windowless room, amongst hundreds of test tubes bubbling with different kinds of liquids. I thought I was too social a person. I was too social. I enjoyed interactions with other people too much to be a scientist. I thought a scientist would be a very lonely life. Instead, I decided to be a doctor. That way I could learn about science, and I could learn about the science of the human body, while also that my work would be interacting with people. So how did I end up becoming a scientist? It was the people that I encountered in my training as a doctor who changed my career path. This did not happen in college, didn't happen in elementary school, didn't happen in junior high, in high school, college. It didn't even happen in medical school. It actually happened here in Dallas, Texas, where I came 38 years ago from New York City to train at Parkland Hospital, which you probably have all seen, this beautiful new hospital. And my boss, a man named Donald Selden, was head of medicine at the time. And for reasons that aren't totally clear to me, he really thought I should enter a laboratory, and he really thought that I should be a scientist. So to all the teachers here who are here today, that kind of influence, you would have tremendous influence on people. I was influenced even at the age of 30 to really alter my career path. Really important to invest in people in which you see talent. So he put me in a lab, and as luck would have it, he put me in the Brown and Goldstein lab. And when you walk into this exhibit, what you're going to see are pictures of the people who taught me how to be a scientist. These are two very famous scientists who won the Nobel Prize, and their prizes are here in the exhibit. And terrific scientists, terrific people, and certainly I'm indebted to their training for my own career. Then I established my own laboratory, and together with my scientific partner, a man named Jonathan Cohen, we made an observation that led to me getting this prize, which is called the Breakthrough Prize. And I thought I'd tell you a little bit about it because it's kind of interesting. In Silicon Valley, many of us who you know their names, Mark Zuckerberg and his wife Priscilla Chen, who founded Facebook, and also Sergey Brin, who was one of the founders of Google, and his wife, and Wojcicki, who is CEO of 23andMe, a company where you can look at your ancestry. Yuri Milner and Jack Ma, a co-founder of Alibaba, they wanted to have something that would promote scientists in a fashion resembling how we promote actors and how we promote sports figures. So they put on the equivalent of an Oscar award. Actually, the person who did it was the director of the Oscars. And I received my prize from Mark Zuckerberg and Hilary Swank, the actress. So why did I donate this prize to the Perot Museum? My husband and I have supported this museum since its inception. We both are committed to stimulating young people to get interested in science, people like you. And I'm particularly thrilled to be part of this exhibit, an exhibit that helps people understand their bodies and to explore pioneering research that led to the development of new therapies for diseases. As you know, a lot of your health is actually in your own hands. And people who take interest in their bodies, we hope, will take more interest in themselves and their own health. And hopefully, it's going to stimulate some of you to think about working in science, developing the tools by studying science and medicine, developing the tools so that you too can contribute to the advancement of our treatment and prevention of disease. And I also have to say, I thought that adding this prize might especially be good for the ladies here, for the girls. And that is to see that women also can be scientists and also can be recognized for their scientific accomplishments. I certainly had no such experience, and hopefully, or perhaps, if I had had exposure to such individuals, I would have realized that I wanted to be a scientist earlier in my life. So I'm hoping that some of you here today, by this exhibit, by all the different ways that the human body is displayed and the intricacies of how our bodies work are explored, that you too will become interested in science and contribute. You can either contribute directly as a doctor or a scientist, or you can contribute indirectly by supporting science, both through your votes, through the political process, or as Lyda Hill has done, and many others in our great community, through philanthropy. And I thank you all for your kind attention, and you are about to have a thrill, and enjoy yourself. Thank you.
Dr. Hobbs, thank you so much. That was so inspiring. I actually got teary-eyed listening, and I hope that you are inspired as young people and older people by her message, because that was just amazing. Thank you so much for being here with us. My name is Krista Villarreal-Moore. I'm the PR and Communications Director. I just have a couple of housekeeping notes before I turn the program back over to Dr. Silver to officially welcome us into the new hall. Dr. Silver, Dr. Hobbs, Dr. Peixoto, and our Vice President of Exhibits, Mike Spiewak, will all be available for comments afterwards, so please look for them. We also have one of our brainiacs, Will Bonilla, who is a Spanish speaker, so he can provide those Spanish language interviews for you. I also want to let you know real quickly about another event that we'll be doing this weekend to celebrate the launch of this hall. We're calling it the All About You celebration. And interestingly, Dr. Hobbs brought up 23andMe. They are our sponsor to help us with this program on Saturday. We are going to attempt the world record
for the most number of ancestry kits conducted in one place at one time. And that's going to be just one part of the whole celebration that we're doing this Saturday on the plaza. So I hope you might come back and join us for that. Kit Craddock in the morning hosts, Kelly Raspberry and JC Chavez will be our official hosts for that party. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I think this is great for me. Yeah. And then this is the structure that he did. I think that's really cool. Yeah. There are my guys over here.
We just came back from us. Yeah, we started traveling together.
Well, ask her. No, it's because it's a fantastic scientific celebration.
Yeah, that's good. She emailed me ahead of time when Allison was going.
I got 29. I got 4th place. I got 40. He got 40. Oh my God.
Copy the movements.
I got 60 points. I got 60. I got 40. Yeah, 60. I got 40. Do you hear it? Yeah, you say it. You say something.
Yeah. Okay, have you done this before? Okay, so the last guy, he said he wanted to do it, and I was telling him how he could pick up fossils, and then he ran away. Are you going to run away if I tell you you can pick up fossils in the virtual reality? Okay, good. So, when you're in there, you'll see bones like this, and you stare at them for a second, and they turn blue on the screen. That's your cue that you can use this trigger to pick them up and look at them, okay? That makes sense? Okay, so I'm going to put this on your head, and then we'll put the headphones on, and then I'll hand you this, okay? Ready? That says pull trigger to begin, okay? Uh-oh. You dropped the headphones. Can you see? Do you see? What do you see?
I see the word pros.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to put the headphones on. Okay. There you go. Okay, now put out your hand. Put your hand out. There you go. And then pull that trigger in the front. That one. Right there on the front. Yep. Pull the trigger. Did it start? Okay. There. That one. Now did it start? Did it start? Yeah, it started. Okay. Make sure you look around.
About this, so
Sure, everything.
what is it called exactly?
So this is our virtual Dinaletti. It's a VR experience. It's a VR experience that lets you go inside the Dinaletti chamber, which is in a cave in South Africa where we found fossils of Homo naledi, which is an ancient human relative about 250,000 years old. One of the reasons we have the VR for this is this particular cave chamber is really, really hard to get to. Okay, so among the challenges is an 18 centimeter squeeze, a pinch point, that you have to be able to fit, you and all of your equipment have to be able to fit through. Okay, so there's only been a handful of people that are alive today that have been in that chamber.
And you're one of them?
And I'm one of them, yes. So for instance, the man who keeps showing up on this screen, Lee Berger, he's the lead scientist, he's never been actually into the cave. He can't get there.
Bigger, taller.
Yeah, because he won't fit through the 18 centimeter squeeze. So this gives him and other scientists and these young scientists an opportunity to get in there and explore and using some fun technology.
How did you make this?
We found a camera that would fit into the cave. It was this little ball 3D camera thing. And we went down there and took photos and videos with this 3D camera underground. And it's tricky because it's completely dark in there. There's no light. So we had to, use headlamps and other kinds of lights to be able to light it so that you can see.
Right.
The lighting in the VR is way better than it is in real life.
When did you go? Have you been multiple times?
I have. The most recent time was in March of this past year, February and March. So that's when we actually did the filming. So the
Uh-oh, you touched. Pretty hard to do.
And so that people in the future don't have to go through what I've gone through. Even the idea that we can make these corrections is unbelievable.
That's when I look at this, I see hope.
It gives me a sense of purpose knowing that I'm contributing to something that could lead to a treatment, if not a cure, for Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
DNA is our blueprint, and it really determines who we are. It's made up of building blocks that are in a very specific sequence, and a mutation is when one of the building blocks is either missing or an extra building block is put in there. What CRISPR actually allows you to do is to go into the gene, repair that mutation, and then you will effectively correct the DNA. CRISPR stands for Clustered Regularly Interspaced Short Palindromic Repeats. CRISPR is an editing tool comprised of two components. One of the components is comparable to a genetic scissors, and it actually cuts the DNA. And the second component is the guide, which instructs the scissors where to cut. To be able to go into the DNA and actually cut and edit the DNA to change the genetic information is just unbelievably exciting. But it can also be used to cause harm. We have to be clear in terms of what exactly we're cutting and where we're cutting. I think it's an amazing technology that will change the face of medicine as we know it. It will change agriculture. Anything that has DNA, CRISPR has the ability to change it. So it will change the world as we know it. My name is Rhonda Bassel-Doobie. I am a professor of molecular biology at UT Southwestern Medical Center. I study how muscle grows and develops and also the genetics of muscle disease. Duchenne muscular dystrophy is a progressive muscle disease. What causes Duchenne muscular dystrophy is a mutation in the dystrophin gene. We are using CRISPR as a therapeutic approach to correct Duchenne muscular dystrophy. There are many challenges that we need to investigate to do this efficiently and effectively in order to go into the patient population. I have been working on muscle cells for about 30 years. And I'm showing you our iPS cells. So these are cells that were taken from blood. And CRISPR has brought me into the patient's world. Being able to talk to the families has just been very emotional, but influential for my research. And I feel that this CRISPR technology has given us all hope.
Ready, go. Your turn. Go. Smile now. Okay, open your mouth wide. There you go. She kind of talked about broad and Dr. Hobbs, were you here for the presentation? Yes. Dr. Hobbs, we kind of talked about the why it's important for children to be inspired to go into science. So tell me what interests you. Okay. They're shipped. Okay. We asked for them to be cameras, released for everything.
Okay, we're gonna see what my face transform look like.
And you can talk in your normal voice, right? All right. You like to talk in like different, accents.
That is me right there. That is too funny.
Wait, oh.
We are having a new exhibit.
What do you think of it so far? Why is it so good?
Because we get to learn about the human body and learn the facts.
And so tell me, what have you seen so far that's cool?
I've seen the motion. It's like the motion. Like whatever it tells you.
Clear step-by-step directions. Let me know if you have any questions or if you need anything cleaned up. You do have a few mixtures of food coloring that you'll use. Just let me know when you use them. Only other thing I'll mention is as you're clicking through, you'll notice sometimes it's a little hard to do. I find just a gentle touch works best. But let me know if you have trouble. Whenever you're ready, you can begin. Enjoy. Thank you. Go for it.
little bit more to where Crystal is at. So you got too much of the stuff on there. Just get the top part, okay? Yes, that's good.
There is a genetic difference between individuals that alters their cholesterol level. And we show that these people have low cholesterol levels, and they're protected from heart disease. And now this got developed into a drug. There are 2 companies that make a drug that's now available to everyone for lower income.
And what was ironic, the thing that we gave them was exactly the temperature we got you at the
Now, we're designed in a neat way. Of course, whenever I'm doing this, I'm sending a signal to my brain to move these muscles, and fine. But then we have reflexes. So when I'm walking along and bang my knee or happen to touch something hot, the reflex, we don't even engage with the reflex. The pain nerve goes to the spinal cord, goes right to the muscle that says, hey dude, get your hand off that hot stove, and it can happen in an instant just like that. So we're designed where our reflexes don't even involve. Now we then feel pain, we hurt, but as far as the preservation of our body, we're designed to take care of that without even involving anything. It takes too long.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here today. What do you think about it? Were you at our previous Big Human Hall? Have you been here?
I've been in here before.
Okay, so you see, isn't it amazing? Well, again, thank you.
Thank you.